Good day, gamers. Today, Tilemap collisions. Let's go. Okay, so we've been working with adding box colliders to objects as well as to our character. We did something very simple. We added a box collider to a decoration so that our player character would bump against it and it would be impassable. Okay. Well, what about in terms of creating situations like map features within our tile map to make it so that our player can't like go into them? So it would make sense like in terms of like you shouldn't be able to walk over the water. Okay, unless maybe you'd want to. He is a sort of a goose or duck thing, whatever. But yeah, ducko. He's a duck. I mean, yeah. But we want to make it so that you cannot progress through these areas. You could you could make box colliders manually around them, okay, and that would work. But we want to make it so that certain tiles are passable versus impassable, okay? So early on, we should have had a folder called tiles. Okay, so this is where this, like if you created a tiles folder and you put all of your tiles there, this is that moment where it pays off. Okay, so we're going to be working in this folder. First, though, we need to add some components to make it so that when we paint with certain tiles on our tile map, it's going to work. So we go ahead here to our tile map. We're going to add a few components. Okay, so we're going to go to add component and we're going to go here and we're going to put in a tile map collider 2D. Okay. Now that's going to initially, like if you, it's not very fun. It's initially going to set it so that you just can't like literally you can't move because everything, well, you can move a little bit, but you're in everything is like you're surrounded by colliders. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a composite collider 2D. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and just configure some things here. So where it says here in our Tilemap Collider 2D, we're going to go here to composite operation. We're going to set this to merge. Okay. And then we are going to set it up so that like the rigid body 2D, we're going to set this to static. Okay, so some of this stuff like is kind of like in the background. We're kind of optimizing here. We don't need to be doing like physics calculations when it comes to a player coming up to a surface or a tile they shouldn't be able to pass through. We don't need like Unity to pause and think about like, well, this thing has this mass and this has this momentum. No, we just want to make it so that it comes up against a box collider and it can't move. So I promised a payoff if you made a tiles folder. Well, here it is. If you look here at each of these tiles, you're going to see by default, the collider type is set to sprite. Okay, that's good for the tiles that have water in them. Okay, because we don't want the player to be able to walk through them. What we're going to do though is we're going to go to the tiles that we do want them to walk through. Okay, so for me, it's tile 1 and tile 2. Okay, I want them to be able to walk on the red surface and on the blue surface. So if I go here to tile, I'm just going to start off with tile 2, where it says collider type, I'm going to set this to none. All right, and now I'm going to be able to walk on the red surface. Now the blue surface, I got to do quick. Okay, this one's slightly different. We're going to come revisit this sort of special one. But anyways, we're going to go here where it says default collider. We're going to set that to none and collider none. Okay. Now we go ahead. We can walk on the red surface, the blue surface. We cannot progress through the water. If we click on our tile map, we can actually see how the box colliders are generated. It's drawing a box collider around like impassable surfaces for us. I wish you the best of luck. Great stuff.